Hi, it's Ramesha here with Vocal Bliss. Today we're going to talk about pitch. Is it possible to improve your pitch if you have a hard time singing in tune, singing on pitch? Can you actually improve that? This is what we're going to discuss today. But before we do that, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of these videos that I put out. There are two main reasons why people may not be able to sing on pitch. Number one, lack of vocal training. It's very obvious. If you have an instrument that doesn't really do what you want it to do, even if you have good perception of intonation and pitch, but your voice doesn't respond because it's not trained, then what comes out may not reflect what you hear, but the ultimate result is that you're not singing on pitch. I'm not going too deep into this aspect right now in this video, but if you want to improve your vocal technique and if you want to learn how to use your voice, I highly recommend that you check out my free voice lesson that I have available, and you can go down in the description and find the link there where you can get it. The second aspect, which is the one I want to emphasize more in this video, is lack of ear training, lack of ability of your ear to hear sounds correctly. And this is what we're going to talk about, and we're also going to do a little exercise later that will help you to develop that. The issue of not being able to sing on pitch has a wide range. It goes from people who are so-called tone deaf, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit later. And so people who they're said to not be able to carry a tune or not be able to really reproduce with their voice what they hear. And then there are singers, sometimes even good singers, meaning well prepared with good vocal technique, but when they sing, their pitch is always a little bit so and so. And I've worked with a lot of singers like that, both categories actually. And I can say that even those who have the hardest time with their pitch and they seem like they can't carry a tune, if you work with them and you show them how to really train their ear and how to match the sounds as best as they can, gradually that is like a muscle, and it gets better and better and better. I have a lot of stories of people I worked with who were, apparently hopeless. And with a little bit of patience on both sides, they were able to really come to a point where they could sing. I had an example of one years ago who, was like that, apparently tone deaf. But after some months of good work, he was able to sing. He was able to sing in a choir. He even sang a solo once. So he got to a point where he gained a lot of confidence and he had a really nice voice by nature. He was just not able to use it that way. So anyway, in general, most people are pretty much able to sing on pitch. They're able to sing a melody even when they sing in the shower. You hear them and it's like, okay, I can tell, at least you can tell what they're singing for the most part. But when it comes to really being a singer, we are talking about not just ballpark precision. We're talking about really, really good pitch where every note you sing is boom, right on. Let's say 99.9% of the time. So that is something that it's not so common, meaning not everyone is necessarily born with it. But with good work and especially using the right tools, you can refine your ability to hear these sounds to a point where your pitch becomes really, really accurate. And then you have maybe once in a blue moon where a note is not quite right on. It's like the sort of thing that you hear and probably 99% of the people will not hear anything wrong with it. So it's that kind of refinement that I'm talking about, and I want to work with you a little bit on this in this video. Usually the reason why some people don't have really precise pitch is because their ability to hear intervals, which is the difference between two sounds, is a little bit skewed. Like for example, if I sing ah, and I ask you to sing that too, it's very simple, right? But if I were to record you as you do it, and then if we compare the pitch between what I did and what you did, I bet not most, but many of you will have gotten very, very close, but not quite right on. And this is what I'm talking about. So the ability to really hear and quickly reproduce with your voice what you're hearing and precisely what you're hearing. So in my experience working with singers who have this issue, which is, I had a lot of them, and what really, really worked well is to use an instrument, which is what I will do in a moment with you, an instrument that doesn't decay, so not a piano that you play the note and then after a few seconds the sound goes away, but more like an organ type of sound, where the sound is sustained, and then I play certain notes, and I ask them to reproduce exactly what they hear and not what they think the note should be. So I will do just a simple exercise with you, but you can do this, you can use this video to do the exercise, but you can also, if you have a song where your pitch tends to be a little bit off, I recommend you do that with that melody, with that song. Just have somebody, maybe it's easier someone else does it for you, have them play these notes for you slowly so that I will give you the time to really match what you're hearing. So here's the exercise we're going to do. I'm going to play a sequence of 3 notes very slowly, one from the next. We'll go very, very slow. And I will ask you to reproduce these notes and sing them along with me, trying to really listen and match exactly what you hear. And one little suggestion that you might find helpful is use headphones and have only one, or earbuds is good too, but have only one in and take the other one out so that you can hear very well what I'm playing, but you can also hear very well what you're actually singing, and you can really match the two. So here we go. Okay, so I have here my little harmonium. This is the only instrument I have that actually has that kind of sound that I was talking about. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to play these notes starting here. Okay, and what I'll ask you to do is listen and match. And try to match as perfectly as you can. Okay, so let's do this together. Okay, now we'll go up and we'll do the same thing here. Yeah, don't be happy with just more or less precise. Try to be right on as best as you can. Let's go up another one. Let's go up another one. And one more. Okay, maybe one more. Okay, so you get the idea of what it is that we're doing here. We're trying to really match what we hear. And the more you do that precisely, even because you might wonder, okay, how do I know I'm matching it precisely? Well, I'll tell you what, it may or may not be precise in the beginning, but the attempt of trying to match as precisely as you can is going to develop gradually this sensitivity that will allow you to get closer and closer to the pitch until you will have developed such sensitive musical ears that, and this is the downside of this, honestly, that every little thing that is not on pitch is going to really hit you like a ton of bricks. It's going to really make you cringe. And that is a blessing and a curse, because what happens is that sometimes I listen to singers and I can't quite get into the song that they're singing because their pitch is a little bit iffy. And it just bothers me so much that it just takes away the pleasure of hearing a beautiful song. So anyway, but beyond that, it will make you very, very alert to anything that might be off in your pitch. And this is a great blessing because it allows you to really recalibrate your musical ear and be able to sing on pitch. So I hope this was helpful. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I wanted to thank you for watching this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.